Um, Jimmy's busy at the moment. Do I see the rest of my party
Yeah.
in the alehouse here? Okay, I'm gonna go talk to
Here's
my
the
buddy
heroes.
Gar. I'm gonna go talk to my buddy Gar. Gar. And I'm gonna trace out the picture of the stag here. You ever seen this before?
A stag?
No, the picture.
Yes, I've seen pictures before.
Have you seen this particular image previously in this area?
Yes. Here, in fact, just now.
Aside from the one that I have just drawn, have you previously
You just drew
before
this.
this
You just drew this, is what you're telling me.
Yes,
Just now.
just now.
Is it any good? GM?
It's, I don't know. What is your artistic? You have performance, right?
I have performance, yes.
Yeah, do a performance roll.
Let's try a performance roll.
Come on, make it under 5. I want to see a stick figure. Oh, wow.
22.
You drew this just now? This is amazing.
I drew that stag better than the original.
Man, this is like colored charcoal? What is this?
It's just a little something I whipped up.
Where'd you even find the parts?
You found the magical crayons.
The coloring sticks of crayon.
They're wax like candles, but they seem to not stick to my fingers.
But they seem so easily broken.
Tell you what, I will give them to you if you will answer the goddamn question.
Which god?
Any god you care to name.
Crom.
Works for me. Have you seen it?
Okay, out of
Prior
character.
to this discussion.
Out of character. What are you showing me? It's other than a stag. What is it?
I'm redrawing the symbol that was stamped on the side of the barrels that Jimmy was leaving to be taken away.
Gar has definitely seen this before on the bandits. Or at least
Okay.
I assume the bandits had the insignia before, didn't they?
The ones that we
Lessons?
brought in.
They didn't have the insignia, but
Okay,
you
they
can-
didn't have the insignia, but they did
Do it-
mention a name.
Yeah, do an in check.
Intelligence, not any skill.
No, just intelligence.
Yeah, I
Pure
imagine
memory.
Gar being the smartest will
Really?
probably remember this.
Not history this time? It did happen
it.
in the past, after all.
Yes, no, not.
Oh.
not.
Oh dear.
Yeah, you remember
Oh, I'm
that
sorry,
the-
I rolled history. I made a smart-ass remark and then believed myself for no reason. It is a crit, though, regardless.
Yeah, remember that they mentioned the Stag Lord as being the boss of the bandits.
What was his
So-
name?
The Stag Lord.
Ah. No. Is the answer, then. I have not seen this picture before.
Okay, thank you, Gar. I'll give him my magical, sticks from the kingdom of Crayola.
Tasty.
What time of day is it?
It's night. It's about
It's night.
9 o'clock. And it's getting into midnight.
I'm gonna buy a drink.
Yeah, they're on the house, Even somebody just presses you a drink into your hand. And Jimmy's like, here, on the house.
Jimmy, my lad, just the boy I'm looking for.
I'm busy, Runt. Uncle's getting drunk, so I gotta work. Talk to you later.
Oh, that you will, Jimmy. That you will.
Do anything else?
Gonna sit down and start to drink like I mean it.
You drink it, you mean it.
Hey,
so-
Halpert.
Hey,
It does occur to me, though. You showing me a picture of a stag. Remember those bandits from a while ago?
I was sick that day.
Oh, really? With what?
Gnome flu.
Oh, what's the symptoms of that?
Like diarrhea like you wouldn't believe, dude.
Well, how is that worse than the runs, or as they say, mud butt?
It's faster and it's hot somehow.
Isn't it better if it's faster? Do you
No,
want
no,
prefer
no.
Do you prefer longer runs?
You ever seen what happens when you hit something with water traveling at 300 miles an hour? Now imagine that coming out your rectum.
I'm sorry, what's a mile?
It's a unit of distance that gnomes use.
Okay.
There are mile markers but
Is
now
there mile markers? Okay,
Yeah.
what
What
government
cubits
is
is that?
setting up mile markers?
Greyhawk, and they're in the roads.
Ugh.
Roads have mile markers, but there's no miles per hour though.
Well, no, I can understand what per hour means
Wait,
because it's a
miles
unit of time.
exist, but we can't figure out how many of those we can travel in an hour.
I like our disbelief is coming from two different ways. For me, I would think this was a kilometer system, if anything. And miles don't exist for you. You can't believe hours don't exist.
No. Never mind. It's
Speaking as a Canadian, I would be much more comfortable with the kilometer system, so I'm
That's
good
true.
with that.
It's a base 10 system. It just makes sense.
yeah, but this is made by Americans in
In a
late-
fantasy
in-
European setting
Yeah,
where,
so they
where we've enforced.
the imperial system. Yes,
Yeah. Ironic.
not so if you're in England in the 11th century. No. Anyway, so yeah.
So how long did that last?
Oh,
What,
run?
the imperial system?
No, your gnome diarrhea.
Long enough that I was out for your fight with the bandits.
Yeah, how long were we after that? That was like a week
Couple
and a half,
weeks.
wasn't it?
Like a week or so. Yeah.
Yeah. So did you see the apothecary or
No, I just lied in my gnome hole and wished to die.
your gnome? Wait, you don't have a. You don't. Where do you sleep?
Here and there. Generally in a holding cell.
So you just sat in a hole, shitting in it, and for a week?
Yes.
Huh.
I sat in my gnome hole, evacuating my gnome hole for a week.
Okay, so you just let it pass. So very conceivable you could have died.
But I didn't.
Right, but I mean, if you didn't get plenty of fluids and everything, and if you're just sleeping out in the wilderness,
Fluids are expensive.
well, I mean, a flu is very deadly. Especially if you're not getting medical treatment. I'm very concerned, Halpert.
It's okay, Gar. I feel better now.
All right. I have a quick question out of character lessons. Where do most travelers sleep here in town?
There's several inns. The Gateway is not an inn.
Right, that's what I'm
It's an
asking.
ale. Yeah, so let's say there's the Prancing Pony. There is the
What is the most
Isn't that from
average of
Skyrim?
all of the inns?
Mule and Cart.
That's the most average? Okay, what is the closest of all of those inns?
The Mule and Cart, because it's
All right.
near the courtyard where most people dump their, when the traders come in. It's like the
All right.
Gateway is on one side and a couple of the
I
Mule and
got you,
Cart.
I got you. Halpert, can you
Wasn't
walk and
that
talk with me for a
convenient?
second?
Of course.
All right, we're gonna leave the place. I'm very concerned, one, that you didn't tell any of us that you were sick.
Okay.
For one thing. Additionally, what I was getting at before is that I have not seen a picture of that before, but it does recall to memory the fact that the leader of that bandit company is called the Stag Lord. I don't know if that has anything to do with what you're doing. I don't know if you're like trying to search for a hunter to find a specific stag so that you can get like a prize or something.
No, Gar. Gar, I think Jimmy's working with the Stag Lord.
The Stag Lords?
Stag Lord. Yes, I misspoke.
Well, I don't know.
Hey, for all I know, there could be a dozen of the damn things.
Well, I mean, it could be the name of the bandit company, right? If you're
Right?
if you're calling yourself the Stag Lord, what's the most obvious name for your group, right? The Stag Lords.
I think it would be the Stag Subjects.
Well, no, because you also have to identify as a member of your own clan, right? And you wouldn't want to be
Yeah,
the
that's
staff
where the
subject.
stag comes from.
Right, but he doesn't call himself the Stag. He calls himself the Stag Lord. I guess then
Yeah,
the
yeah,
people
but
would be
we're
called
all
the Stags. They would all just be the Stags.
That works too.
And that way you'd be the stags. You remember the stags, but you'd be the stag lord. I don't know. I think it sounds better, more intimidating to the local populace if you call everyone the stag lords, and you're the stag lord, and everyone else is just a member.
Either way, I think Jimmy's working with them.
Okay. Well, Jimmy's just a kid. He doesn't make the decisions there in the end. His dad does.
Okay, so we're not going to cut his throat. I mean, I get you, but
I'm just saying he's
maybe
less culpable than the person who's ordering supplies and everything like that.
I don't follow.
You are. You're actually following me. Have we arrived at the mule place yet?
Yeah.
All right. I walk in, and I'm gonna walk up to the counter while I'm talking to Halbert.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. How much is a month's rent?
Depends on the room.
One room, single occupancy, pre-furnished.
That would be 35 silver.
All right. Here's 35 silver. Halbert, you have a room.
Right. This way.
Halbert's going to pull out his coin purse, hand over another 35 silver. Gar, you've got a room too.
I squint my eyes at Halbert, and I put another 35 silver. Halbert, you have 2 rooms.
I'm going to put down a gold. Gar, you've got a room and a better room.
Excuse me, how much to rent the entire inn?
We don't have that much space. We only have
How many rooms do you have available right now?
3 at the most. One is you have space in the common rooms.
I dropped 5 gold on the counter. Halbert, you have all available rooms.
Okay. And there's a young man behind the counter. Like, sure. He starts counting.
I'm going to look at the young man behind the counter and tell him, I'm going to my room. Don't let anyone up.
And then when Halbert has left, I say, up to the stairs or whatever he's watched. Well, we weren't finished our conversation, so that was kind of rude. Also, when I look back at him, make sure no refunds. Make sure he doesn't take the deposit off of that.
Okay, then. Yes.
If a turtle doesn't walk up to you asking for the money back, no money back.
Very well, sir. Will do, sir.
No situation, by the way. Absolutely no situation. I don't care if I'm dying. That money does not come back to anybody. You keep it.
Very well, Mr. Turtle. I appreciate it. So that'll be 2 months. You have a room, sir, right? He paid for your room.
I paid for all of the rooms in the inn. Whenever the next person leaves, that room remains unoccupied. I've paid for it. Every room.
You can't. I already paid for your room.
You know what? Give me that change back. Give me his money that he gave you, and take that out of the 5 gold that I've given you.
I don't think I can do that, sir. I'm sorry.
Okay, you know what? Well, I'll give you as much money as he's given you, and then you give that money back to him when he comes down in the morning.
Okay, I could do that, sir. And he sort of puts it aside, and so here's your key. And
well, he's already walked off. I'm assuming he's going to come back as soon as he realizes the door's locked, and then maybe he'll realize we haven't finished talking.
I'm going to come back downstairs because I realized the door's locked.
Exactly. Like, yeah, he's completely confused. It's like,
you realize you walked away mid-conversation. I don't know what that was about.
Master Halbert, here's your key. Thank you. You have a room for 2 months.
We have all the rooms for 2 months.
What about his room?
Well, the key's there, sir. You can take it.
It's among your rooms.
No. One of these keys is for him. I paid for it.
No, you didn't.
Yes, it did.
By the way, they have money for you.
No, they don't. That's not my money. I already paid.
All right,
them.
apply that for the rest of his month then.
That's not how any of this works, sir.
Now, you understand that we've given you money, and this is a money for business, right?
Yes, but there's a measured transaction, you see.
Are you saying that you don't want money?
No, I do. I mean...
So you're accepting our money, then?
It's good for service. You understand that, right? So,
Well, no,
we
it's
have
service
3
for
rooms here.
goods.
Well, yes.
Goods in
But
this
I
case
have-
being gold and silver.
True enough. But how can I say this?
So
The
please
3 rooms
argue
are-
with me about how you don't want to take our money.
So you're saying you're renting the 3 rooms for?
We're saying you're renting all of your rooms. Some of them are currently occupied, but when those people leave, those rooms will go on to the denomination that we've given you.
No, I can't do that, sir. Sorry.
I'm sorry, you don't book in advance. Okay, I thought this was a high-class establishment. Fine, then we will rent all of your available rooms that are currently unoccupied for the amount of money for the duration that it will apply to.
So that would be 35 silver pieces for each room. So 70, 105 silver pieces for the 3 rooms.
For a month?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Right then. So
And I've given you 5 gold, so for as long as that lasts.
well,
And
that's
additionally, I've
that
given you
would
the
be
amount
50
of...
silver, sir. So that would be only half of the money at best,
Okay, well then I will give you 10 gold.
which will leave the 5 silver.
You know what? I will give you 30 gold.
We'll cover it, sir. Yes. It will also cover meals as well and anything else. And
What about bathing? Does it handle bathing? Do you have any bathers here?
I'm sure we can accommodate that, sir. Yes. Warm
All right.
water, whichever you wish.
Outfitting? Can you get his clothes fixed here in case they get ripped?
No, but we can tell the tailor to come and visit Mr. Sir Halbert.
Now, is that an in-house expenditure or no?
No. We can call for him, but he doesn't work for
That's
us.
fair enough. All right,
We don't
Albert.
have
It seems that
much
you're
with-
set up for the time being.
So, yes, thank you. And he takes the money before anything else happens. It's like he puts it in and,
Gar, buddy, what the fuck?
Now, as I've said, the bandits answer to a person called the Stag Lord.
and he's standing there listening to what you're saying. So, like,
I'm sorry, did you get paid eavesdrop as well?
sir, this is where
Given the amount of money you've given him, maybe.
I mean, what else do you have to do? All of your rooms are booked. You don't really have any work to do right now, do you? Probably clean something.
I still have to be here, sir. I'm not one of the maids. This is my station.
Really? Nobody needs towels?
We
Do
have
any
maids.
towels need to be folded in the back? Maybe a clean towel needs to be... bedding, probably. You're probably running out of bedding right now.
I'll check if you need to do fresh bedding. I'll be
Thank
right back.
you.
And he leaves confused because, he's the guy on desk. He's like, I mean, I gotta go, I guess.
Well, yeah, but you don't have maids at all hours of the day. Maids are typically a morning issue, which means that when you run out of stuff, your desk guy probably has to go make a run.
Yeah.
Yep. Done that job.
I used to be a houseman.
So he leaves. 5, 10 minutes,
So
He
yeah,
gets- he
they answer to
buys-
a person called the Stag Lord.
Okay, well, I think our buddy Jimmy's dealing with them. He's left
Again,
some
I don't
barrels.
understand why you think Jimmy's dealing with them if the place is run by his dad and his dad does all the money and operations.
Uncle.
Well, that's a thought.
His dunkle.
Jimmy's just a patsy.
Uncle
Well,
Dad.
listen. I saw Jimmy bring out a bunch of barrels and hide them, and then all of a sudden they started falling into the ground, and I opened it up, and there were the bandits, and that stag.
Wait, the
head
bandits were in the
was a-
barrels?
No, the bandits were in the hole.
They were in the hole?
They were in the hole.
Like they were dead? Or like they were hiding?
Gar, I'm gonna go find Red.
Well, don't forget your keys.
I guess I'm gonna grab my keys and go find Red.
I'm gonna go back to my hot water.
Yeah.
And I'll just be in the tavern having a good time, drinking with everyone. The spicy meat is great, and I'm not spending 105 gold on something completely unknown.
Yeah.
Or completely.
So Kix feels great.
Kicks, roll a con for me. A saving throw this time around.
Hey, save and throw. As
Wow.
low as possible.
Yeah. Whatever happens when the Dragonborn gets drunk, it's happening to you right now. I mean,
Every now and then there's just smoke, and everyone goes, and the smoke dies down. And goes, ooh.
You know, Kix, I've met Dragonborns who have fought on the front lines before.
Oh, you have you? Oh.
Mm. Very, very stout, very resolute warriors. It would be an honor to have you with my side.
And the same to you. Every story I've heard of you out of Luke, uh, I can only hope that I reach that same kind of heroics that you get up to all the time.
Luke exaggerates just a bit, but
Him? No, never. Every single word out of this man's mouth is true.
and he does the thing when drunks don't know where their reach is at, so he points in your general direction, and his finger just goes like barreling right down front of your nose, like I would never lie to you or anyone. And you're getting the go like, whoa.
Exactly. Luke is the saint.
Every word that I said is the absolute and total truth. May the gods, and he realizes that he's spoken to a priest, is like, bless me in my endeavors from there on.
Luke, I may be just a bit too humble to admit it, but thank you.
Right. And then we said that,
See, you gotta live up to your reputation.
and you're having this conversation. And,
I do every day. It is burden and goodness at the same time. Luke, have you made the mead stronger? Because I'm really feeling it in my head.
It looks like it's special. It's my special thing. It's like that's what I make. I don't drink most of it because I have to work, but once in a while, with friends.
Yeah.
So,
Have you spoken to anybody else of the company?
Oh, most of them have been the ones that lived. They're all over the place. Some went back to Safeton, Crazy Town over there. Some actually found a place, a little farm out there, and I think Jeremiah has a farm out to the west. His family. He found a nice wife. And,
oh, good for him! Good for him. I must pay Jeremiah a visit. I'm sure he'll be happy to see me.
Yeah, I'll tell you in the morning. It's easy to find. You just gotta take the road. It's like the road that goes west.
Which road? The north road, or the south road?
Yeah, just the road.
There's multiple, but there's like a lot of roads now. Or maybe
but you can see in the map here. It's this road right here, where our well is sitting at. So it goes northwest.
Maybe I think I'm seeing triple. I apologize. It looks like there was 3 roads.
Yeah.
I'm getting too old to drink, I think, friend.
So it's early in the morning. I'll tell you the thing that I'm about to tell you in the morning.
We'll talk about roads, and we'll talk about giant bees.
I mean, it could be worse. We could be out and about gallivanting.
That's for tomorrow, probably.
I'm too old for that. No gallivanting for me. Yeah, it's just the road.
Just fine, Luke. You're needed here after all. You gotta have a reason to bring us back after all.
So how long have you had your cousin or your nephew?
My nephew, I didn't have him because my sister had a nephew. It's just I don't know, and he sort of built it going. It's like I not built that way. I'm sorry.
I like to imagine Halpert has just been sitting here watching this go on for like 15 minutes.
No, it's what I mean is how long has he been here working with you?
12 years now. Yeah, as soon as I retired, I set up this place. My papa, he had some money, and he passed away. You know that I told you.
Yeah.
And I set up this place, and I have no children of my own. My beloved, she died of the sickness. I haven't found another woman like her. I'm so sorry. And he said starts getting, and people started like rolling their eyes, like, oh no, this is where the drunk starts weeping. They're like, oh shit, here it comes.
Great. And is there
Did
a way
you
I
say
can
your wife?
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I thought I heard something.
Well, I want to do
Give me a sec.
a version of a heal check on this if I can.
Don't worry about it.
Hello?
Yeah, no, I think he family situation.
I
Oh, I
literally
hope
just
he's
said he thought he heard something.
Yeah,
No.
well, he has young kids, so
Oh, okay. I hope he's okay.
you gotta check on them just in case. So yeah, it's like yes and no, and it's like I mean, but Jimmy, hey Jimmy, come over here.
Before-
Somebody to meet you.
As he we've already met actually.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Good
you introduced us like 2 hours ago before the first cup.
of course I did. I would not be so rude as to not introduce you to you because that's how you do it. It's you meet somebody and say hello, and say hello, and you say hello, and I say hello, and he said hello, and that's how you do introductions. Is that right, Jimmy? Right, Uncle. All right, there you go. He already knows you. You're part of the family. It's you're like a brother to me, right? It's just the way it is. That's why you're drinking the best part of the thing I made for you. Yeah.
You're very kind. You're very kind. You know this, Luke.
I heard once someone said that the no thing that's the thing that you don't know. I think. So hey Runt, you having a beer too, Runt? And he sort of slaps his meaty hand in front of you, and he's sitting at the bar. It's like, are you having a good time, Runt? I know I give you a hard time, but just because I care about, it's like kind of like family. Not really, because you're a gnome. That would be kind of tricky. But everybody cares about you, Runt. Come on, it's just like. We know you're a good fellow. It just seems to get your nose in some trouble sometimes, and I worry about you. I worry about Jimmy too. That happens. Yeah. So have your drink, Runt, and everybody in town. And a few times people never refer to Halpert by his first name or last name. Everybody calls him Runt for some reason.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Well,
reason.
Well, I will not call him that, obviously. I say, Mr. Halpert, it is good to see you again. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling okay.
Have you
How
tried
are
the
you?
Have you tried the mead? It is very spicy tonight.
I was
I-
wondering how long you'd last with Gar out there.
Gar's a great guy, but I can't get an answer out of him to save my life.
That is exactly what I expected. Oh, you
I'm
should have
gonna-
some mead.
I'm gonna take a quick look around. Do I see Jimmy within earshot?
Oh yeah. I mean, he was
Jimmy's
literally.
within earshot.
He's like right next to his
He's
uncle.
still there.
Yeah, he basically. He's feeling up for his uncle because uncle decided that he was going to be off the clock. He was going to drink, and so it's like, it's your job to run the whole thing, And he's like, he gives you the look like,
I'm not. I'm gonna sit and have a glass of mead with my friends.
That's the spirit, Albert.
And
You
about
probably need some
4 or 5
after whatever you talked with Gar about.
to where he just goes off into, to serve other people, right? And in fact, he has a conversation. It's like, oh, what is on the house? Like that was 5 minutes ago. Be stupid. I'm not gonna give you the entire place for free. Because you're drunk. He's drunk. Well, who do you think you are? It's like the man who's gonna slap you down, you son of a bitch, if you don't pay. Like, all right. No, I think Jimmy has an edge on him, right? He seems to be a bit angry, having to deal with his uncle shenanigans. Shenanigans. But he's over there. Shenanigans.
Chicanery?
Chicanery. Or shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
Somebody say
Yeah.
shenanigans?
Chicanigans.
Shenanigans.
That goofy place with the mozzarella sticks?
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
And
there's mozzarella sticks?
he's after a while he's serving tables and whatnot. So if you don't need him to be him there right there, he's departed. But the uncle is still very much drunk and being very loud, which is rare. He's a rather quiet man most of the time.
gonna sit and drink. I'm gonna keep an eye on Jimmy, his comings and goings, see who he's talking to. But that's
Around 3 in the morning or so, and it's like Jimmy's like, folks, last call for alcohol. Like, oh, but it's like, oh, come on, Jimmy, you just close the doors. Like, Uncle, you need to get some rest.
What about the hot water?
They keep giving you hot water, so it's like,
So I'm good until forever.
I actually will say to Luke, if I'm still standing, because I assume I am. I think your nephew is right. We have had our fun for the evening.
Sure, pick up this tomorrow. It's like,
Of course.
I'll see you tomorrow, Luke.
So does your
he's doing the thing where drunks are so drunk that they're literally breathing alcohol. Like,
Is there a way I could actually do like a heal check to maybe help him sleep tonight so he doesn't have a hangover?
There is a spell for that, which is.
See, I was about to actually ask, and then I forgot you're not a paladin. I was supposed to say,
No.
does your lay on hands work? Oh, wait.
No. But I don't think it's a second level spell. I think it is.
Yes,
I
use
haven't
your
put
newly
them all
gained
in
second
yet.
level spell to cure somebody of intoxication.
Yes, a poison, because basically it's a poison condition.
5 tricks medieval cops hate.
Is that like protection from poison, or
No, if you already took that before that, then
It's like restoration.
lesser
Lesser
restoration? Then yeah, I
Drink
will
this.
actually-
It's the blood of a dwarf.
No, I'm not that crazy. I gotta look
No,
it
you're
up.
just
Give me
gonna
1
call
second.
the
just
butcher.
to-
You're the wrong
lesser
party.
You can do a lesser restoration if you have it. If you learned it, yeah, you have it.
Your
then-
nickname is just the butcher. Where would I get
We-
that crazy idea from?
We just got level 2 spells, so this will be one of my level 2 spells for the cast. You touch a creature, and it says here, according to it, you touch a creature and can end either one disease or one condition afflicting it.
Yep.
The condition can be blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned. I guess poisoned.
Yep.
So I do it to him. I lay my hand on him, and he says, "Just for you, so you can sleep soundly tonight, Master Davenport."
Cue the romantic music.
And he's like, "Wow, that's ooh. How much do we? Oh no, 2 barrels. Oh dear. I'm sorry. Yes, Jimmy, it's time for everybody to go. Let's call for alcohol.
Okay, anybody in the future, if we ever make it big, and you go through our past VODs, future fans, I want you to go back and cut all of this that's been said into a romantic music video about Jimmy and Braith. Include
That's just-
music. I don't
Braith.
care if it's copyrighted.
Jimmy and Braith? That's really creepy now. Thank you.
Well, Brady,
mean,
Hey,
it's
you're
been
the
a
one
pleasure
out here
getting to know
putting
you.
hands on him, making sure he gets.
It was
Good night,
Luke,
bed.
not Luke, not Jimmy.
All right, well, that's even creepier to me, but you enjoy what you enjoy. Anyway, future fans, do it.
Oh, goodness.
And then tag me wherever I currently am. I don't care if
To
I'm
the-
dead. Tag me.
To the future fans out there, send me a copy too. Anyway.
To the
For
future
anything,
fans out there, quit sending me hate mail.
anything from the soundtrack of The Lion King was appropriate here, I think.
Can you
He's got
feel
love
the
on the
love
coconuts.
tonight?
And so,
Braith, it's been a pleasant evening, and it's been a great getting to know you, but I ought to head home.
yeah.
Mm.
And so he basically called to everybody. It was like, tomorrow we'll catch up.
Tomorrow.
Tonight.
Of course, Luke. And again, you are, as always, a kind person. Please let me at least do something to help pay for the lovely evening we had.
No. I will not have it. I will not countenance you wasting 1 coin in my establishment. You know that.
Well,
Perhaps tomorrow, but not today.
then let me know if you need anything from me.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Which way is the door? Because I see 7 of them.
That way.
Okay.
Actually, in case he helps you out to go. Like,
It'd be the one
Thank
in the
you.
middle.
When I grab the one in the middle and my hand's going through it.
Well, that means your
Very
hand's going through a wall.
That's not a good thing. It's not. My hands are pretty strong. I eventually open the door and
he basically opens and makes sure everybody goes out. Oh, come on, everybody.
I mean, seeing multiples of a thing is one thing, but a complete loss of depth perception is another problem altogether.
I don't know. You know, whenever like you're trying to grab something when you're drunk and you can't just quite get it because you're slightly
Lack of
off.
coordination, yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was trying to go for.
Mm-hmm.
You're here and the thing is over here, and you're like,
yeah. Not that I get drunk anymore.
No. Memories.
Yes.
And so he walks everybody else like, have a good night.
Yes, have a good night. Although I just realized I don't have anywhere to sleep except the barracks.
Sure, they're still open at this hour.
Don't make a lot of noise. Luke turns to you, Braith, and says, "Well, I've got a spare room in my bed."
Oh, okay.
Braith, my friend, I've got a spare room in the hotel. You're more than welcome to keep a locked door between you and Gar.
I would actually appreciate that.
I said that was Luke saying that, not me.
I must confess, Master Gar. I am a chaste man.
Chased by who?
By the standards of. I don't know how to respond to that. Actually, I'm quite drunk.
Cord is not a chaste a deity that believes in chaste chastity at all.
I know, but Cord also would not let you just like sleep around with drunk people.
No, he's a good
the turtle's not drunk. He's been drinking hot water.
I don't know that.
Again, I want to refresh that I was saying Luke was saying that. Gar was not saying that. Gar is still sitting at the table, mouthing a thing of hot water.
Oh, Luke said that?
Yeah.
No,
Luke said that. You can't take it back now, Leslie.
GM said no.
You can't take it back.
You started talking. I didn't say I said. He said it. So.
Well, that was a triple negative, which means he said it.
I will take up Master
Halpert.
I will take up Master Halpert's offer for the spare room.
And also, Gar, you're usher out because everybody he's closing.
Oh, you said they would serve me all night because it wasn't alcohol.
No, but they're closing. He's going to bed. Everybody has to go out. Like,
all right, I'll hold the floor down here.
That's the total. Yeah. So yeah, the unless anybody's going to do anything after this.
No.
Okay.
Going home.
Albert?
Nope.
So the morning comes. Those who were drunk are now basically have one level of exhaustion because they didn't get.
We're gonna have to sleep it off.
Yeah, fatigue.
Exhaustion. Yeah.
So maybe a day or so later, you get a young dwarf comes into the barracks, I suppose, where Kix is staying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And sir, it's ready.
Hello. Oh,
it's ready.
Wonderful. I'll definitely follow him over to Thaddeus.
Yeah, and she presents you like a box. You open it. It's what kind of weapon do you use? It's a longsword, right?
A longsword, yeah.
Yeah, it's a longsword. It's beautifully made, wrapped in fresh leather in the bottom, for the grip and all that. I have half and a half hand and half sword.
Mm-hmm.
The stats are simple. They're just like a longsword, but you have a +1 to hit with it. Not magical.
I appreciate the situation more with the realization that Kix didn't talk to anybody about this. We all risked our lives in that mine. Kix went to talk to the person the reward was to be gotten from. Talk to that person into only giving them the reward. Told nobody else about it. And is now going to get it. Is going to show back up to the party with a brand new weapon.
Yup.
Because you know what heroes are known for? Greed.
I mean, I could care less because
you're the butcher.
Yeah, exactly.
I already gave my logic on it, so I'm happy with my position.
I'm just saying, if you look at it from like the character standpoint of, wait a second.
There's actual money to be made soon once the mine actually starts up, so that's going to be actually shared. But I'll go ahead and I'll take a look at it. I'll hold it in both hands, do like a couple of swings around carefully.
I mean, it's very, very well balanced. The sword that you made for her before was very sturdy, but functional. This one is it feels like an extension of you. It's very well balanced, almost like she made it just for you.
Oh, I see you moved it up a little bit. There's a little bit more weight to it. It's wonderful. Truly.
That would be bad. That sounds like an insult. A perfectly balanced blade doesn't feel like it has weight to it.
Well, I'm stronger than most silly humans who are restricted in their muscular abilities.
Weight isn't the problem. Perfectly balanced is the differential between weight and the handle and weight to the blade.
It's heavier yet balanced. It's made for me.
You're insulting a dwarf about their handiwork. I hope she punches you.
Insert generic positive comment here instead.
I think the word you're looking for is heft.
No, I think the word you're looking for is foot and mouth.
Yo, this sword be thick.
I bet your husband appreciates it.
Don't ever do that again.
I'll continue to do it and embarrass myself, don't you?
Too late.
Yep.
All right, but I will. But still, I compliment her on it.
Yeah, a Firebeard blade, longsword plus masterwork is a +1 to hit, and only to that. So you can hit. You have a 5% more chance to hit something.
There you go. I'm gonna put it down as Firebeard longsword. Bam.
And noted, not letting kicks go to negotiations by themselves anymore.
This will be wonderful. I know exactly who I intend to use. What I intend to use it on at first. There's a few giant wasps out in the forest that need to be swatted, and this feels like the best way to get this blade some practice.
Let me correct your thought. There's an old man in the woods.
You're not here to manipulate me, Gar.
Oh, no. See, this is the part where we animate it in a cartoon, and I'm in your brain, in the cartoon that's going on in there.
And then it just, like, Kix will walk up and just start stabbing the Gar.
Yeah, so the cartoon is you stabbing the giant wasp as you're imagining doing it, and I walk up and I, like, pull the camera aside, point to the old man. We flash back to the conversation I had with you before.
Oh, dear.
Right. Still, Thea, I can't thank you enough for this.
You've done more than most, really. And considering the losses that were taken last time, this is a poor recompense.
Well, there's still more yet I have to do for you, and I promise that now that I don't have a splitting headache, I'll venture out today and make sure it gets done.
Very well.
I just gotta find where everyone's gone to. Apparently, there's a bunch of people living at the inn now. All the rooms are rented out. Can you believe that?
5 out of 6 would be.
Good luck with that.
Of course.
In the mule and cart inn.
Sorry, is it mule cart or mule cart?
The mule and cart.
Okay, not the muling cart.
No, not the muling cart. Unless a druid or a wizard had animated the cart, in which it could be a muling cart.
Well, I mean, it could also be a squeaky cart.
Yeah,
magic mouth spell.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, they're at the end. So what now? You see that young man who's like sleeping. He's sleeping in the desk on the desk. It's like,
so when you pull your hand back, remember get a real Rick James reach on there before you slap him in the face.
Oh, good.
Followed up with what did a 5-finger say to the face?
I assume I'm fully, like, I guess, sober at this point, and I don't have
days.
after a few days. My age is definitely catching up to me now, isn't it? Halpert, how
you and me both.
How old are you?
20.
Halpert?
20. Is that old in Dragonborn years?
And dog years?
No. And just a single tear down kicks his eyes. Already past my prime.
I know how that feels then. So, Master Kix, nice sword, by the way. May I see it?
Oh, of course. Thea, just finish this up.
And then Braith ran back to the portal.
No, this sword has some good heft.
Indeed.
She is very master craftsman. I definitely hold on to it.
There's no one I'd rather have forge my weapons. I'm
Hmm.
only glad that she lets me use the forge myself every now and then.
How'd you pay for this?
Oh, well, by your rescue.
Ah, that I would. Do the others know of this?
Not yet, but they are aware that once the mine gets started, there's a bit of a payment plan she has involved. It's a little complicated, but we need to actually go talk to those kobolds about it. Make sure the deal is sealed so that they can actually get their reward.
Do I know like the nature of kobolds and things like that?
And basically, most humans consider them no different than goblins and hobgoblins. The sort of pesky creatures.
Okay, that's all I needed to know.
It's actually a
Say,
book
wait.
that Gar's been writing.
I actually will
On the
say
nature
to
of kobolds.
Gygax, you said, wait, you were speaking with kobolds?
That's right. They rather liked me and the way I threw Halpert around.
They are, but why?
Well, I can speak their language, and I imagine they look up to me a little bit, as all people do, I'm sure.
You do realize that we need to destroy them.
What? No, of course not. They're just farmers. They have a bunch of radish patches around, and that's about the extent of what they get up to.
Farmers with radish patches, and yet they are part of the invasion force, no?
I don't believe so. Or they didn't seem to indicate anything of the sort.
Braith, I have a question for you.
Are you actually there? But
I
sure,
assume
go.
I would be. I'm in a
Hold
nebulous.
everyone here, so yeah. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I'm
Okay,
nebulously
yeah.
located right now, so I figure either I'm in the
Wait,
tavern or I'm
You're
here.
actually you're in my mind also talking to me because you do
Yes.
that apparently.
At
Little-
first, it
little-
appears that I'm an angel on your shoulder, but then it turns out my head is just right there.
Yeah, and then like the devil turtle is coming. It looks like your owl.
Yeah, you
Anyway.
turn to look to the other side to see the devil, and I just move my head.
Anyway, you were saying
Tell me, Braith, do you believe in the inherent nature of all things?
the inherent nature of all things is tricky, isn't it?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. You seem to believe all kobolds are evil by nature. Is that your true belief, or is that just one that has been ingrained with you through experience or upbringing?
Let me ask you something. Do you believe all humans to be strange and foreign?
Well, as a foreign creature myself, I'd have to say yes, because they are foreign to me.
And do humans surprise you and find ways to bridge that gap?
No.
Then you have your answer. And I smile.
Oh, I vote these two travel together from now on.
And somebody,
Halpert, that's my curse, honestly.
somebody gives you food, and it's like whatever it is that you're, ordering to eat.
Okay, but wait. Being strange and unnatural is not the same as being good or evil.
You have your answer.
No, actually, I don't. That's why I continue to ask the questions.
I'm ignoring you then.
Well, you're not, though. You're responding to me.
It's
So,
okay. You could just turn away from him.
So, are you really insistent on speaking to these creatures? These
I
kobolds?
am. I think I struck a good accord with them last time, and as long as we work out the details, I'm sure we can come to something mutually agreeable.
As much
But
as
the
I
egg
hate
can
to
have her
interject
mind
here
and the
one more
kobolds can
time, it
confirm
seems
me.
like my question requires an answer since you seem to be hesitating on the verge of a genocide. So I feel like I do really need to ask these questions.
Perhaps I need to learn myself then.
Well, still, I intend to head out that way, and in the interest of time, it would be best if we all went out together, and then went back to the beekeeper and helped him with those wasps.
Yes,
It's not
I
to say that
remember
I'm
you
against
speaking of that.
genocide. I point that out. I just want to know where you stand. It's all.
Yes, I remember you mentioned something about these wasps and things.
Mhm.
I am willing to help out any way I can, so long as we start strengthening resolve, borders, whatever it may be, against our foes.
It'll be wonderful. With you at my side, we can't possibly fail.
Well, unless you're like the other two members of this party that fell and died.
Well,
Two
we're us,
insects,
so
no
of
less.
course we aren't.
Well, sorry, not insects. Arachnids are not insects.
We've already proven ourselves better than spiders. Let's see if we are better than wasps.
Well, the second time around, sure, their numbers were reduced by half.
I'm sorry. What happened to your other party mates?
Oh, they died in a fire.
He killed them in a fire.
Well, yes. I mean, technically, both things are true.
I actually look at Gar, and I kind of give him sort of the steely look. He said,
Yes, Butcher? What do you have to say?
"So how did they die in a fire?
Oh, I killed them with fire.
But why?"
Oh, it was an accident.
I see.
They were already felled by the spiders, and in a act to try and save everybody in one go, they got caught in the blast and died.
What were their names, pray tell?
I don't remember.
One of them is Ollerbin, an older friend of mine.
Yes,
You may have seen it around the village once or twice. As the
I
legend.
remember that name.
The other one I was not familiar with. I don't believe I ever got to learn her name.
Yes,
She
we
was
had
new.
traveled for a number of weeks.
Batra.
Well, I don't remember her name in character. Now I remember it, but I'm not going to repeat it because you said it out of character. Unless you're saying that the GM's voice is actually in my head. In which case, we've got a new dimension to this game. The Harmon Quest version, where the GM is actually a person who's walking around to the game along with us.
Oh dear.
I mean, I enjoy that concept. Some
Are we
guy
just
who's
doing
walking around.
the Dungeons and Dragons animated cartoon? We just got our little gnome GM following us everywhere, laughing at us.
Well, I
Is
mean,
that
in the Harmon Quest version, he's actually walking around and announcing things, and nobody responds to him, but the characters see him. Know what he's saying.
Then I will say. Then my apologies for your loss. I did not know this had occurred.
I find the best way to deal with loss is to forget about it.
It's easier said than done, Master Gar.
Hardly.
Perhaps one day you will remember that.
Hopefully not. That's the whole point. I feel like you're not getting this.
I feel you have a lot to learn.
And yet I already know way more than you do.
We shall see, sir. Please, Master Kix, I assume you are heading out to these creatures.
That would be correct. And of course, Halpert, I'll have to say again, when we go to see the kobolds, when we go to see the kobolds, I want you to stay far away and out of sight. And if I see you, I will have a different target for my sword. So,
I have an
like,
idea. I have an idea. Now follow me on this one. What if we get him a pair of stilts and a long jacket?
No.
I've seen that happen once. There were 6 gnomes in a trench coat.
No.
What's a
Will now
trench coat?
take 3 psychic damage.
Well, if they only hate gnomes, what if we give him an exceptionally tall pair of shoes and say
I
he's
will-
a halfling?
You have my word. I will protect Master Halpert from any transgressions.
What if he rides
Don't
on
worry,
your shoulders, Braith, and you just put on a jacket?
I do not want him there because I do not want the kobolds to get anxious again.
Well, they won't get
Guys,
anxious if they
just
don't think
back
so.
me up. I'm not a gnome. I'm a tiny giant.
Well, you said that to them before, and they didn't believe you.
That's because you guys didn't back me up.
You could be
I
the
wasn't
twin-headed
even
elephant
talking.
son of Io himself, and I wouldn't care. I don't want you there, Halpert.
Who?
Blind Io.
I don't know who that is.
So let us be cautious, and I will try to handle this with some amount of grace.
Well, you didn't before.
I did.
No, you didn't. You have picked up a party member and swung them around in front of people.
Yes, I
That's
gracefully
neither grace
manhandled
nor
Halpert.
dignity.
Thank you.
I've got another take on this. How about I want you to stay out and I want to do the talking?
The problem is, do you speak yaps in a way that they understand?
What language do the kobolds actually speak?
Draconic.
Cobalt.
Oh, Draconic. Okay.
But it sounds like yapping, like dogs
Okay.
barking.
Indeed.
Okay. Well,
Alright.
I can't help you with translation. That much I know.
I mean, I can comprehend languages.
I actually don't have that ability.
I mean, I do, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's
Ah.
a good one.
I just don't see it worthwhile. Not with a bunch of
All right.
kobolds.
It's okay.
So I think we have at least our
No, I think
marching
we have
plan.
the We have the agreement that you've made to all of us, with no one agreeing with
do.
you. So, I believe
Do you have a
Halpert seems to
different
be.
plan in mind, Gar?
Well, we have two opposing plans right now. One is Halpert goes in and negotiates, and one is that Kix goes in and negotiates. Now,
I'm talking about the route.
well, I don't see
No
us.
one's disagreed about going there first.
I don't see the highlight of going there with no plan.
Well, I have a plan, and it seems like you are continuing to fret about one that doesn't need to be made.
Oh, I'm sorry, because it's not your plan. It doesn't need to be made. Hey, that's an interesting sword you have there, Kix.
Indeed, Thea made it.
Oh, really? Is that the person that we had this deal to clean out the mine for?
That it is. And
Have we
once
gone yet to
reach
talk
the
to her
arrangement
about
with
a
the
reward yet?
kobolds, she will be able to make enough money to pay us all.
Oh, okay. So that was all we were getting from her, right?
That would be correct.
Okay.
So the plan is sell the sword and divide the profits?
That seems reasonable.
Why not?
Well, we all risked our lives down there. Are you saying that you're the only one who should be rewarded for that effort?
I'm saying that our reward is dependent on the mine being clear, which is why we need to speak with the kobolds and make sure that it goes down well, and why I'm continually frustrated with you hampering your own attempt to be rewarded.
Oh, okay. So what she did for you had nothing to do with us, then, is what you're saying.
Hmm?
She gave you a sword. Are you saying that has nothing to do
Gar,
with
you
what
are
we all
a
risked our
dizzying
lives for?
intellect. Have I ever told you that?
Sidestepping will not get you anywhere, Kix.
Well, it is reaching me to the end of my patience.
Hey, maybe they got a special arrangement, huh?
Halbert,
I don't know. She's married, to the last of my recollection.
Why do you think he's not telling us?
Halbert,
I don't know. That
can I
sounds
get
about
you
right.
to agree then that you will stay back, I will speak with them, and all shall be arranged?
You know what a true test of a civilization is to be faced with something that pushes you to your boundaries. If Wraith really needs to find out the true nature of kobolds, then perhaps we should send Halpert to talk to them.
I'm trying not to make the kobolds angry.
Right, but if they
I
are
want
truly
this to work out for
civilized,
the town.
if they are truly civilized and farmers, as you say, then sending a single Halpert to talk to them should not raise a genocidal fuss. If, however, Braith is correct about the true nature of kobolds at the core of their being, then we will have to do what must be done, according to Braith the Butcher.
Guys, I tell you what, I gotta go talk to the Reeve. Why don't you guys go take care of the kobolds while I go talk to the Reeve? Everything's good, no fights, everything's happy, okay?
Go do what you wish then. I will set out alone then.
While this has been going on, I've just been listening to all three of you. And in Braith's head, he's like, I miss the army.
Oh, I was waiting for some sort of theme song to start playing in your head.
More so, in his head, it's like, this shit wouldn't fly, and he wouldn't even say shit, out loud.
Yeah.
And Braith said, "Believe it or not, I'm walking on air."
All right.
I ain't that guy. No.
So